Hi everybody, welcome back to another segment of Zara Unfiltered. I hope everybody has had a wonderful week. I pray this new week we're about to start is amazing, beautiful, filled with wonderful opportunities. For those of you that are watching for the first time, my name is Zara Fermi and welcome to Zara Unfiltered. This is what I like to refer to as a safe space. As we know, life unfortunately is difficult as it is, but I think it's sometimes cool to have people to talk to, people to bounce ideas off of, people to share burdens with, and that's what this platform is all about. Thank you all for sharing your time with me, and let's get started. So last week we were talking about the topic of burying ghosts and leaving the things of the past in order for us to have an amazing present and have an even more amazing future. So this week we're going to change the gears a little bit. Quick story. My friend, when I wanted to start this platform back up again, my friend was really cool, and for Christmas she got me a ring light, which is what I'm using now. And one of the things she told me when I got the ring light was, I want a video where you tell me 20 things you learned in 2020. And so I took time and actually thought about it, like 20 lessons that I learned in 2020. And so I'm going to be making two videos. I'm going to be breaking them up 10 and 10 in each one. And I'm still working on the points because I really want the points to make sense. I just don't want to make a haphazard video, you know? So I'm still working on them. But one of the points that is on that list of 20 things that I learned is the topic for the video for today. And I want to talk a little bit about rejection and how sometimes rejection can be the biggest blessing in disguise. So another short story. Around this time last year in 2020, like January, February-ish time, I had a job and everything like that, and I'm still there by God's grace. But at that time, I was just working part-time at the job. And the organization is an amazing organization. And like, even though it's part-time, you still get more hours than a normal part-time job. But at the same time, I wanted to become full-time because, you know, we have life, we have expenses, things to pay for. So I was just like, I really need full-time. So I was looking for other jobs. I was looking at other places, and I had an opportunity because I saw this one job. And when I tell you this job was perfect, it was perfect. It matches up with what I went to school with perfectly. Everything was amazing. So thankfully, I got called back for an interview. And when I tell you this was the best interview of my life, everything went well. The interviewer and I, it was like we were just having a conversation, like you're talking to one of your friends. That's how it went. We laughed. It was so cool. Like, we got off topic sometimes. It was literally the best interview of my life. I left that interview so sure that I got that job. I'm like, this is for me. Thank you, Jesus. I was thanking God in advance and everything like that. I'm like, this is my job. Lo and behold, one day I was at my job and I saw an email and they were like, application closed. When I tell you, my heart was like, I don't want to say my heart stopped, but I was like, you know those moments where it's like, is this really happening? Is this really happening? I was so distressed. And I literally even had, not distressed, but like, I was disappointed. And I even had to tell myself, okay, it's all right. Like, you know how you pep talk yourself? I had to pep talk myself that it's okay, all right. But I was so confused. I was just like, that was perfect. Everything was perfect. My degree, everything was perfect. Like, this was perfect, you know? And I was just disappointed. I was like, why? This happened in February. I'm like, it's okay. I was hurt, obviously. When I tell you God works in mysterious ways, God works in mysterious ways. Literally 2-3 weeks later, that's when COVID-19 happened and everything was shut down. So one day I'm thinking, I'm just like, if I would have gotten that job, the perfect job, I'm telling you, I would have been furloughed and I would have been out of a job. In that moment, I felt like, oh my God, I'm rejected. They don't want me. This is this. I was feeling bad, which is normal when we receive bad news. But when I tell you God has a plan, rejection sometimes can be the biggest blessing in disguise. despite COVID, I thank God my job, this is like a testimony for me. Like, my job was not affected. The old job that I had part-time, I was still able to do it. And by God's grace, I even got an opportunity to start working there full-time, which has been an amazing experience. So what we feel sometimes, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, this year is just started. I said that last year, and I said in the last video, this year is just started. We don't know what to expect. There are going to be a lot of high moments. There are going to be a lot of lows. There are going to be a lot of rejections. There are going to be a lot of times where we feel the doors were closed in our face. But I'm telling you, some of them can be the biggest blessings in our lives. One thing that rejection has taught me to see, and this is one lesson that I'm learning in life, and I've kind of learned this from my brother, is that perspective matters. Rejection has like forced me to change my perspective on how I view things. I used to be like, oh, woe is me, I didn't get this, I didn't get that, this didn't happen. And it's like, that's our natural instinct, is to be like that. But I've learned to change my mindset, to change how I see the situation, to not like, woe is me, but okay, maybe that wasn't for me. Maybe that opportunity wasn't as perfect as I thought it was going to be. And perspective matters. Like, how we change and how we view things, it matters. Because I could easily have been in that woe is me mode. And I definitely was not going to move forward if I stayed there, if I stayed thinking, oh my God. But when you start to change your viewpoints, when you start to change how you see things, it's like, okay, that wasn't for me. Let me go and find what is for me. Let me work harder to achieve what is supposed to be mine, you know? So perspective plays a key role. Rejection has also like forced me, not forced, but because of rejection, I've developed a stronger sense of appreciation for my current situation, if that makes any sense. Because I was saying, oh, I need another job, I need a better job, I need this, I need that. When I thought I found better and it didn't come to me, I was so grateful for the situation that I was in. I was so grateful for the current job that I had. I appreciated that job a lot more than I did before. And sometimes we aren't able to move to the next level. We aren't able to get what's fully ours if we don't appreciate where we are currently. For example, we have this family friend, and one of their daughters, she wanted to get married. Like, she was like, I'm tired of being single. I'm tired of this, I'm that. And don't get me wrong, being married is an amazing feeling, or so I've heard anyway. But like, being married to someone you love is amazing. So she was determined, I'm going to get married, I'm going to get married, I'm going to get married. So she finally found a guy, and they're like, oh, she's getting married. So everybody's gearing their mind up to a wedding. And as it was getting closer and closer and closer, the guy she was engaged to said, no, I don't want to do it anymore. And when I'm telling you, like, you think you're going to get married to someone and then that person just says no, that is heartbreaking and that is heart-wrenching. It's an awful feeling that I don't wish on anyone. And she obviously kind of fell into a depression about it, but people around her like, you know, God's plan is gonna happen. It's for the best. But when you're in that moment, you're not thinking of God's plan, unfortunately. Like, let's be really honest. We're not thinking about that. We're just so consumed in our emotions sometimes. But after a period of time, she got over it and was moving on. So one day, her parents, like, I think her dad called my mom, and they were talking. And, oh, by the way, the reason the guy said he didn't want to marry her anymore was because he found someone else that he wanted to marry. And apparently, like, this other girl, her family had like more money. It was something trivial, but like, he just let go of A to go be with B. And so time passed by. Her dad called my mom, we were talking, and her dad, because like I said, family friend, he was like to my mom, was like, sister, he was like, help me thank God. And they're like, why? He's like, you know that guy that was supposed to marry my daughter? People are now like, the girl that he actually married, she's not happy. Apparently the guy is like, has abusive tendencies. And the father was just thanking God. He's like, that could have been my child. My child could have been the one in that situation. And I was talking to the lady, my auntie, and she was telling me, she was just like, obviously she was sad. She was heartbroken at that moment when her engagement fell apart. But she thanks God, because she says she's happier that she's single by herself than to be in that abusive relationship, you know? So she was more appreciative of her current situation than because of the rejection, you know? So, like I said, rejection, it saves us from making mistakes at times. Rejection stops us from taking things that aren't necessarily ours, and we get a deeper sense of appreciation for our current situation. So, what I'm trying to say is this month is running out, but we still have so much more of this year left. We are going to have highs, and I pray that those highs are really high. And unfortunately, we're going to have some lows too. And rejection, unfortunately, is sometimes a part of that. But how we view things, our perspective, that determines how we come out on the other side of things. If we wallow, like I said before, if we wallow and we just stay in our self-pity state saying, woe is me, we're not going to move forward. But if we change our perspective and accept, okay, that wasn't for me, and we move forward to find what is for us, we're going to get it. What's going to stop us? We are going to get it. I have faith that we'll get it in Jesus' mighty name. Amen. Rejection can sometimes be life's biggest blessings in disguise. So just have faith, believe everything is going to work out. Be appreciative of your current state. Yes, life can be better. We have faith that it can be better and it will be better. But at the same time, where you are, you may not be happy. Someone else around the world, someone you may not even know, they are wishing to be in your shoes. They're wishing to be in the exact state where you are right now. So let's always be thankful. Let's always be grateful for where we are as we look forward to a brighter future. Thank you all so much for sharing your time with me. I'll see you all next week on another segment of Zara Unfiltered. Have a beautiful and blessed week ahead. Bye.